take you back. Do 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 do, take you back. Yeah, 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 take you back. Do 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 do, take you back. Well, I've been told by some people, and they all say to take you back. To take you back like before. Now, I don't call this a reason, I just call it believing in myself. Take you back. Take you back. Well, push me back. You're pushing me too far. I love you for what I saw before. I squeezed you and I've held you, but I could not tell you I love you. You, take you back. Well, you put me down. You put me down real nice. This love affair, it's taking the largest slice from my life as I see it. Starting now, it's gonna have more meaning, girl. Take it back. If I just take it back. If I just push you back. If I just love you.
Welcome. Paul Lynn, finally. We've been trying to get this interview for a long, long time.
Yeah, man, we've been face to face plenty of times and couldn't make it happen.
I know.
ADD is a heck of a thing, guys. It's a heck of a thing.
Do you have it too?
Absolutely. Who doesn't?
Oh my God. That is great.
In the 80s and the 70s,
I have. These tournaments, you're multitasking, so it's hard. You get these little moments of a few minutes here and again. You know what I mean? I take them when I can get them because.
When we're at a tournament, everything's going on. You got sounds, you got lights, you got people talking to you, and my brain can only focus on like one thing, and it's easily distracted. Somebody says something like this, I can't. I'm bad in this.
So we get each other, man. That's great, man. This is my first Zoom call and my first exclusive on the Church of Arm Wrestling podcast. What do you think of that name, Paul?
The Church of Arm Wrestling. Let's do it, man. Let's go worship.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Joey Coco Diaz?
The
comedian. Oh, well, he had a podcast. It was Church of What's Happening Now. It's kind of an homage to him. He's a comedian that I resonate with a lot. And it's kind of like a chapter, like Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
A whole different vibe, man. But yeah, man, I've been trying to get arm wrestling's favorite human being, Paul Lynn.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We got me misrepresented.
No, you're a good you're the blueprint, my friend.
I guess.
Now I have a PhD in vibe in here, Paul. So you want to play a little game with me here? What we're going to do is we're going to clear our minds. We're going to listen to this little song here for about 30 to 60 seconds.
Okay.
You're going to pretend your chest is like a door that's opening up, and you're going to let me in.
All right.
We're going to tell the story.
Now, do I need to buckle down?
We're going to tell the story of Paul Lynn, and by us doing this, I'll be able to experience it just a little bit. So it's going to be fun, all right? I'm going to put this on. Now, just for shits and giggles, I want to see if you can tell me what movie this is from. All right, here we go.
What movie? Okay, I got you.
Take you back. Yeah.
Rocky.
We're just going to vibe out for a second.
Okay. This is when they're singing around the big oil bin with the fire.
That's his brother Frank.
Yeah, Frank Stallone. Yeah.
I didn't know it was him till not too long ago.
Yeah.
We're gonna go down the rabbit hole, Paul Lynn.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna dissect Paul Lynn because it's a blueprint, but nobody knows what it is. We just know you're an amazing person to hang out with. So we're gonna go down the memory lane of Paul Lynn here. All right.
I love it. That's a good start, man. You know, Rocky was like, this is a movie that shaped a generation. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. So how
Yeah.
old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I'm trying to.
I'm 39, bro. I'm 39. I'm
You're
an
not too
80.
far. I'm saying we probably grew up with a lot of the same movies.
Yeah.
I want to start with your parents, Paul, because
Okay.
they raised you right. Uh,
Mm.
can you tell me a little bit about your parents? Can you tell me how they
Yeah.
met?
How my parents met. Mm.
Yeah, do you know?
Mm. Yeah. I mean, no, not really, but
What can are
now,
they?
like, you really want to dig in? You really want to dig
Yeah,
in?
yeah. I
Like,
want to get to know you, Paul. We'll get to the
bro,
arm wrestling stuff, but I want to get to know you. We're gonna go
yeah.
backwards. Sometimes you got to go back to go.
Yes, I'm with it. I'm with it. It's all about your roots, and it's all about
Yeah.
your roots for sure. So what you probably like, if you haven't heard me explain my background on other, you know, podcasts, then this will probably be surprising to you. But yeah, my my father is an interesting dude. He's a very interesting human, and my mom is in her own rights also. Um, my mother and my father were never together when I was in the picture at all. My father got my mother pregnant. Boom, boom, boom. We moved in with his mother.
Wow.
My father went to prison for 26 years when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Um,
I did not
yeah,
know
he's
that.
pretty. Yeah, interesting guy, man. It was, you know, like we're talking about 70s, 80s Coke era, and he was big into the drug game at the time.
Wow.
Drug and weapons, third strike.
How
So
old?
26.
How old were you when he went away?
I was six. I was six.
Do you remember?
And my dad he was your typical, I don't even know what you want to say, right? Like a career criminal. So I think he had 7 kids. I got brothers and sisters all over the place that don't know. We're all half brothers and sisters. So my mom was also, like, at a young age, was very involved in that lifestyle also, um, different substances and things of that nature. And when she had me, then she kind of had an epiphany and she found God. And she pretty much dedicated her life to non-denominational Christian lifestyle. So we went from like polar opposite, like what I came up in, and then what she tried to put on, like, to help. But she was always driven towards men who were not good.
Yeah.
So she wound up remarrying, but that took like time and story and everything else. She met another con who had come out of prison, and who now to this day is currently serving life in jail. So
Wow.
I don't come from like what you would think. There's no white picket fences where I'm coming from.
Well,
I'm coming from a traditional, like, or I'm coming from what you would, what most modern America would call a white trash family. But it helped me make myself who I am. And my mom did have like great moral fiber.
that's what I was
And
gonna say. Where did you get your family values from?
yeah, it really came down to my mom pretty much dedicating like that second portion of her life towards doing something better.
It's never black and white. I think in order for someone to go through true growth, you have to you have to suffer in some shape or form, whether it's trauma or mistakes. I mean, you have to, as long as you learn from them, it becomes like. You ever watch Mandalorian on Disney?
Mm-hmm. My kid loves it.
Where you get the armor added to him after a while, it's almost like that, and then the more you can withstand and not fall apart and grow from, you become stronger. It's almost like getting taught how to be a good person in reverse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. You don't learn from the positive role models. You learn from the negative. It's funny that you would say that. It's almost like you have to kind of struggle. And it's funny, you said the word like you got to go through some sort of like suffering or whatever. And it's funny because I have 2 tattoos on my body, and they're both religious. And this one says pain, and this one says suffering. And they're both Christ related, and it helps me reflect on my road, the things I learned. And I figure if I'm gonna put ink on my body, it has to be something I'm not gonna regret down the road. So it to me, that's a reminder of the struggles that help build you, and like exactly what you said. you can learn from positive role models. You can be given a great like family structure and say, okay, this is exactly how I want to do it. I want to do it like my parents did it, and but do it just a little bit better. Or you can be given a roadmap of exactly what not to do. And it's up to us as people to choose what we take from it. So for me, and for a lot of us, a lot of us were given maybe negative role models, but you can learn just as much
Oh my God,
from
more.
mistakes, not more.
In a sense,
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's double the education, because
Yep.
not only are you learning what you don't, how you don't, like if you're growing up with that as a child, not only do you learn how you don't want to be treated as a child, but you get this thing ingrained into your mind that I'll never do this to my kids, you know what I mean? Or I'll never let them go through this. You know what I mean? And you had to go through whatever that was so that your kids really get hit home with how much, you love them and what have you. You know what I'm trying to say?
You nailed it, man. Me and you are on the same page.
It's pretty cool, man.
Or,
So, did you play sports in high school? You grew up in Harrisburg your whole life, pretty much, yeah?
Yeah. Born and raised Harrisburg area, and I probably won't ever leave. This is where my friends are, and my friends are my family. They're the family I chose. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, no, I did. And sports were my outlet. So I was blessed enough to have my mom. Like really, my mom was when she found God, she became very much ingrained in that lifestyle. So we were at church a lot, and it was funny because like the neighborhoods I lived in and the life that I kind of lived outside of church was very contradictory to church and the church setting. So it was like, all right, go here, act this way, go back home, act that way, boom, 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 boom. But it was interesting, but because I did learn those morals and things like that. But if it weren't for God and sports, I would never have gotten anywhere in life. I needed those two things in that order.
Right.
So yeah, and I found sports, and my grandma raised me for a majority. Like my mom raised me, but like my grandma was a rock.
Yeah.
Things went wrong with us. We went back to grandma's house. You know what I mean? It was what it was.
Well, you had a rock though. You had a home base.
Mm-hmm.
Home base is. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm good. But like they kind of you're raised by two women and with no positive male role models in your life. But I was blessed enough to have them really support me in what I wanted to do, athletically and things like that. So they basically like, what do you want to do? We'll take you there. You know what I mean? So I was I experimented with every sport there was, and I was genetically athletic enough to be able to be over average at everything. But I it wasn't until I really dug into certain sports. Basketball was my first love. I love basketball.
Well,
I loved it.
Being raised by the women, the women in your family like that, I feel like that taught you how to treat a woman. Going forward and being a man, because of the love you had received and gotten and given back from them. I feel like that was ingrained into you. I feel that.
Well, my mom was very like in tune with that, like how to treat women and things like that. For sure. So yeah, and that definitely like that level of like emotional intelligence, I think, came from that for sure.
Were you always big, dude? Like in middle school, high school? No.
I mean, like growing up, like as a kid, I was probably like above average size. But I wasn't like, I didn't like develop faster than everybody. You know how you have that kid that's like in the 5th grade and he looks like he should be in high school. I wasn't that guy. If anything, I developed late. But I was always, you got one of them stories?
Yeah. I had a mustache in 5th grade and all the girls are like, ew, look at him. And I'm like, I don't know if you ever heard of the movie Breaking with the guy, what's the guy's name? Ozone. Got like a real thin fucking mustache. They do breakdancing and shit like that. Yeah. But they all looked at me like, eh. It was fucking. I'm like,
that's not the way it's supposed to work. I remember the dudes with the mustaches getting all the play. Still can't grow one, dude. I can't grow one now.
I know.
All I got is this little thing.
Really? So you can't